Hi, this is Brandy from Happily Married Mama, and these are my older girls, Cambria and Maya. And I wanted to get their perspective on what they thought from a teenage girl and daughter perspective of marriages they've seen, including ours maybe. What is maybe one or two really good marriage pieces of advice that they've seen in their years of 16 and 14 years? What have you seen has been good marriage advice?
Honestly, for me, I think a big thing that I've seen in my parents' marriage in specific is they have done a really good job at prioritizing one another before us. Which, when you first hear that, you're like, what? But, like, honestly, it has been beneficial not only to their relationship and their marriage, but also to us, because as kids, you can just sense. Like, I think kids sense and notice a lot more than people notice and that they let on. Because I remember as a kid, like, just noticing things, small things here and there, and you really can tell, like, when your parents aren't doing 100%. And my parents, I mean, this is the case with every marriage, but when they're prioritizing one another and, taking the time and being intentional to take the time out of their day to spend time with one another, it makes a huge difference. And so, as a kid, sometimes I would feel like a little neglected. And be like a little butthurt because I was like, oh, you guys don't want to spend time with me. But honestly, the older that I've gotten, I've began to see how important it is to prioritize each other before you prioritize anyone else, even your own kids. But I mean, if you were to look at it on like a pyramid scale, obviously it would be, well, they do a really good job at putting the Lord number one. So on the top of the pyramid, you have the Lord, and then in the middle is obviously their next of importance, so each other, and then we're right underneath, and then everything else that will fall into place. But that is honestly just a really big thing that I've seen, and it inspires me to continue through my marriage once that happens in the future. And because like I said, everyone benefits from it. The kids will notice. They'll just be so much more encouraged, and it's also just a good example, like, because your spouse should come first in your life. And like I said, everyone around you, not even your kids, but everyone around you will see the fruits of that. And that's super important because a lot of people that I see nowadays don't have that. And so just being a good example to your kids, being a good example to people around you, it's just, super important. And like I said, also prioritizing the Lord first, because if you have the Lord in the center of your relationship, it's almost guaranteed to work out. I mean, the Lord is like the glue to everything. So that's another big thing that I've seen. Maya, do you have anything?
Yeah, so adding on to what you said about putting, each other first above your kids. Like when I was younger, it was kind of hard, and I felt a little neglected. But as I've grown, I've realized that it's really important for them to spend time together, and just the parents are the foundation, I feel, of the household. So if they're happy, then the family's happy, like the kids are happy. And if something's wrong, like Cameron said, we can sense it, and there's just an obvious difference in, like, even the mood. So I think it's very important to prioritize that and make sure you guys are good before your kids sometimes. So, giving them just some time, like spending some time and fixing things and working things out, and prioritizing each other. And also the Lord, I think it's really important for the husband and the wife to have separate relationships with the Lord as well as together, because the closer you are to the Lord, the more you see His perspective, and seeing your spouse in the Lord's perspective is the only perspective and the right perspective you should be seeing them, and it'll build a very healthy and strong foundation and relationship. So.
Yeah, and I really see how, like they were saying, there's been times when I've been really heavy because of having strife with my husband, and I've noticed myself being more short with them, or not enjoying them as much, not having as much patience with them, because I just am, and they can sense it. I know they can sense when I'm heavy with, so I think you guys have some good nuggets of wisdom. Thank you. So, oh, and this is Mr. Bingley. This
Our
is
dog.
our dog.
We walked over on the couch.
He's our boy. He's our boy of the family.
His face.
So, I hope this was helpful. I hope it encouraged you, and I hope you continue to follow for more ways to be a happily married mama. Bye.
He didn't want to.